Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria has become official for the lightweight title. And ever since this fight became official, I've had to listen to a lot of people talk. I've had to listen to a lot of things the so-called experts have to say about this fight. I've had to listen to a lot of people masquerading as a Charles Oliveira fan, pretending to be sad at the notion that he's gonna get knocked out against Ilia Topuria. Well, let me just tell you something right now, okay? If you're not here to help, then get the fuck out. Why are we sitting here acting like Ilia Topuria is fucking invincible? Why are we sitting here and acting like there's nothing we can do to win this fucking fight? We have seen chinks in the armor. We have. I understand the logic and the reasoning. I understand that Charles Oliveira has a propensity to get rocked. I understand that. I understand that Ilia Topuria hits like a fucking truck. But to act like there is no chinks in his armor, to act like this man wasn't getting overwhelmed at times by fucking Bryce Mitchell on the feet is absolute lunacy. So I will say it again. If you're not here to help, then there's the fucking door. Now let me tell you what I'm gonna do. Today, I'm going to try to remind everybody that there is hope. I'm going to try to remind everybody that there are things we can do to win this fight. But after this video goes live, I'm going to lock myself away. I'm going to lock myself far, far away, and I'm just going to study. I'm just going to study. I'm just going to learn about Ilia. I'm going to learn everything there is to know about him. I'm going to know him better than he knows himself. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to learn everything. I'm going to know how he thinks. I'm going to know how he acts. I'm going to know how he talks. I'm going to know his fears. I'm going to know his traumas. I'm going to know every weakness there is to know. I'm going to know Ilia better than he knows himself. I swear to fucking God, I'm going to find the answer. And when my definitive breakdown drops, it's going to be glorious. He's gonna try to fucking sue me. Alright, I'm gonna break this motherfucker down to the molecular level. There will be no stone left unturned. This will be a grand thesis to such a proportion that nothing will come close to it. And you know damn well I'm putting Portuguese subtitles on this. And Charles Oliveira is gonna have all the answers. I swear to God, it's gonna be glorious. But to start things off, we need to stop acting again like there's no fucking hope. We have seen chinks in the armor. We absolutely have. And there are things that Charles Oliveira can do to win this fight. I swear to God. First things first, Ilia Topuria unequivocally always needs to be the one on the front foot pressuring. This is where his game opens up. Every single Ilia Topuria knockout happens up against the fence. Every single one. He is not the same fighter being pushed back as he is the one pushing forward, and this is an absolute fact. Again, going back to, as I alluded to, the Bryce Mitchell fight, the moments that Bryce Mitchell was having a lot of success were the moments that he was the one pushing Ilia back. He was the one who was just going forward, no questions asked, no other option. This is where he was landing. This is where he was doing legitimately very well. Now let me remind you something. Bryce Mitchell is Bryce Mitchell. Charles Oliveira is the guy that when he rocked Justin Gaethje said afterwards it was the hardest he's ever been hit and his fucking tongue went numb after.
You know, my last fight, Charles was brilliant, and he hurt me often. He hurt me early. 10 seconds in, I was, really hurt. And probably 4 times after that, I felt something I've never felt in a cage. So
I was going to ask about that. I think after the fight, the cameras picked you up saying, like, you hit really hard when you guys were both leaving the octagon. So did that catch you off guard, that how powerful and crisp his striking was?
Yeah, I mean, it's a feeling. It was a feeling I've never felt. Usually you get hit, call it a buzz, call it a flash. And this is more like my tongue just went on a super powerful battery.
And how about the Jai Herbert fight? Jai Herbert Herbert was fucking Ilia Topuria up in the very first round. Then the only reason why was because Ilia was not pressuring him. Ilia was the one on the back foot, and he was getting tagged very cleanly. The second that fight changed momentum was in round 2, when Ilia was the one who began pressuring and, of course, found the knockout, walking Jai down up against the fence. Prior to that, he was getting fucked up because Ilia has to be the one going forward. If you're pushing him back, he's not as good, and this is something you have to remember. And thank God, hallelujah for us, what does Charles Oliveira love to do in every single fight? Immediately hold the center and pressure. He does not like getting backed up. Step 1, he's going to take the center of the octagon, both of his hands glued to his eyebrows, just like the second Michael Chandler fight. And what he needs to do is kick the ever-living fuck out of Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria has never defended a low outside calf kick well. He never ever has. Volkanovski was having a lot of success landing them when he would throw them. Now, I have to listen to a lot of fucking morons tell me, well, actually, Ilia Topuria, he makes it really difficult to kick him in the calf, and that's why... No, that's not true. The problem with targeting it against Ilia Topuria is that his boxing is so lethal that he knocks out everybody so quickly they never even have a chance to even accumulate the leg kicks. And because they're the ones getting pressured with Ilia on the front foot and them having to circle and move to try to avoid the boxing, it makes it really difficult for them to plant and land the calf kicks like they need to. But again, Oliveira with his high guard and with his pressure will make it ridiculously difficult for Ilia to find the KO shot with the same propensity that he has when he's the one pressuring. And on the front foot, with him being the one pressuring, the calf kicks will be there. Charles Oliveira knocked Michael Chandler off of his feet with a single calf kick because, again, Oliveira is powerful. We have to remember this. Step 2, teeps down the middle. Ilia Topuria's guard is a shell, and it's a very good shell. The length of his arms compared to the length of his torso makes it extremely difficult to land body and head kicks because he can protect his whole body, like I said, in a shell. But the kicks and the teeps down the middle, he is abso-fucking-lutely susceptible to. Max Holloway landed a lot of teeps, and again, thank fucking God and all of hallelujah that Charles Oliveira has a very good traditional Muay Thai stance. Step 3, the other thing that Max Holloway did beautifully was the knee stomps on Ilia Topuria. When you stand in a bladed stance, like Ilia's, like his traditional boxing stance, you have the ability to stomp on the side of his knee and absolutely destroy all of the ligaments there. Charles Oliveira needs to try to end this motherfucker's career. We are going to knee stomp the ever-living shit out of him. Again, Max Holloway was doing it. Ilia wasn't liking it. Oliveira was doing this against Michael Chandler, and against Ilia, he needs to do it with the intention that Ilia will never be able to fight again after this. He needs to destroy any cartilage left in his knee joints. He needs to absolutely break him. He needs to get fucking ugly out there. Step 4, Charles Oliveira can wrestle. Charles Oliveira can wrestle to a very high level. Michael Chandler was a Division I All-American wrestler. Now, I understand that doesn't mean that much in MMA these days, but what it does mean is that he is a master at defending, executing takedowns out in the open. Well, Charles Oliveira, when he was shooting double legs on Michael Chandler was defending beautifully, grabbing underhooks, killing the double leg. Well, little did he know he was not fighting a jiu-jitsu guy anymore. He was fighting somebody who can chain wrestle. And off of this takedown defense, he transitioned to a fucking overhook knee tap takedown. Charles Oliveira can transition. Charles Oliveira can absolutely grapple fuck Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria in the past has really good takedown defense that comes from down blocking, which comes from not allowing his opponent to get to his hips. But if you can beat him to his hips, if you can get your hands locked, all of a sudden he can be taken down and he can be controlled. If Bryce Mitchell can do it, Charles Oliveira can do it. Not to mention Ilia Topuria is fucking 5'6", alright? Volkanovski is very honest about the fact that he's just a little bit under 5'6". He's 5'5 3/4. Ilia Topuria is not not even an inch taller than Alexander Volkanovski. Even Michael Chandler, who's looked at as very small and stubby for the division, is way taller and way longer than Ilia Topuria. This guy is a small man. Now, he looks fucking thick and meaty in some of his more recent training videos, but again, let me remind you who can fucking crack, by the way. Let me remind you who actually can knock people out. Charles Oliveira can as well, and I understand you look at the Dustin Poirier fights and the Justin Gaethje fight, and what you're going to see there is Oliveira being extremely reckless, going at them very hard with no defense because he wasn't worried about either of them on the ground. But against someone like Ilia Topuria, he will be a lot more careful. He will use his high guard a lot better, and again, if you can pressure Ilia Topuria backwards, I swear to God, he's not the same fighter when he's the one moving forward. Oliveira has the ability to win here, all right? And look, we cannot allow the masses to break our spirits on this one. We can't fucking do it, all right? I'm telling you, there's a path to victory. I'm not saying it's a shoo-in, but there are things we can do. There is hope to be had here in this matchup. I see all the memes. I see people trying to claim that there's no chance that Charles is going to get knocked out for a 100% certainty. Let me tell you something right now. There is no 100% certainty. We cannot let them break our spirits. We cannot let them poison our minds with their verbal plague, okay? We need to stand up and say, no, there are things we can do. There is a path to victory. There are weaknesses to exploit. We have strengths and we have advantages in this matchup, and I swear to fucking God, Charles Oliveira can do this, and I'm going to do everything I can to help him. I'm going to do everything I can to help him. Just fucking wait for this 2-hour dissertation to drop about Ilia Topuria. He's not going to fucking know what's coming. My last words to you: do not lose hope in Charles Oliveira. He can do it.